Hello and welcome to a rather cold Asprey. You're watching Me and My Golf TV. I'm Piers Ward.
And I'm Andy Proudman, and this week's swing analysis is one of our players, Aaron Rai, who's a professional, and we're going to show you some great body drills you can do through the winter. Let's take charge of your game. And welcome to this week's swing analysis. Now, first of all, apologies if you emailed us last week. Our emails were down, Piers. So the winners of the swing analysis, hopefully you've got them sent to us by now, but we didn't receive them in time. So we're actually doing one of our players, Aaron Rai, who's an aspiring tour professional, who's actually at tour school this week in Spain. So hopefully he's done very well. We'll actually know a little bit more over the next few days. So, but we thought we'd bring a swing analysis of Aaron. He's a great golfer. He's 19 years old, looking to get on tour, and he does a few things really well. So we thought we'll show you what he does well and then give you some drills that you can do through the winter. The winter's here now. It's pretty cold here this morning. So we thought it's a great opportunity to give you maybe some drills to do indoors using the body better, Piers.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great opportunity to look at Aaron's golf swing as well.
Yeah, should we have a look at it?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay, so if we look down the line, we can see that Aaron is probably one of the straightest hitters that I've ever seen. He actually is the straightest hitter I've ever seen. He's definitely straighter than Andy. Definitely straighter than you. But we can see when we're talking about accuracy, we're talking about swing plane, we're talking about club face positions. Now, if we look down the line from Aaron here, you can see that his golf club, it doesn't really leave the playing line. So he is on plane throughout the golf swing. Every time we take a video clip of him, he's pretty much in this position. So it's kind of really boring talking about his golf swing from this view because he is just a fantastic straight driver and long iron player. But if we look at the front, so what we're going to really talk about is the front view. So if we go to the front view, we can see that in his backswing, he loads his trail side. He gets a really good backswing. He loads his trail side really well. So his lower body is very stable and his upper body rotates above that. Now, we've worked really hard at that, Aaron, because he didn't always used to do that when he was younger. We've had to work hard at his strength, his flexibility. But you can see as he rotates into that backswing, he gets a really good coil, is a good way of describing it. And then from there, he can just let everything go. So I think it's really important that, yes, you know, the downswing is where a lot of things happen, but if we can build a good backswing, then it really helps.
And it really helps with the potential power, which is something that we're working on with Aaron as well over the years. But I think it's a great way today to talk about, Piers. We mentioned sort of loading the right side and quite a lot. It'd be great to actually talk about how we do that efficiently and what sort of things we should be feeling and looking out for you guys to do at home, maybe using a mirror over the winter. That'd be key.
Definitely, even in your office. If you're in your office now, you can get up and you can watch this video and sorry, you're watching this video now. Get up and actually get in front of a mirror and do these movements.
Okay, so let's go through what Aaron does very well, and we'll talk about a few things as Piers does this really then, Piers. So
okay, so yeah, this trail side here, I think for me, I always get, and we speak to Aaron a lot about this, about making sure that's loaded, that's solid, so he's ready to go with it. So he's feeling almost the tension in this before he goes on his practice swing. So that's a good start for you. So actually put a bit of tension in that leg before you start swinging back. And then from there, rotate the upper body over a stable lower body. So at this stage here, I can really feel, you can tell by my voice that I'm talking up. I'm creating a lot of potential energy by having a very stable lower body and then getting my upper body rotating above it.
So you can see that lower body there stable, and we have that reverse, sorry, not reverse, we have that great spine angle which is leaning away from the target there. But you can see that lower body is really strong and it's sort of resisting against that. Now, one key thing, if we do that again, what we talk about when we load the right side, now from this side, Piers, now the majority of your weight will be to the right side, more on the inside of that right leg. Now, Piers hasn't shifted any weight, he hasn't moved any weight to the right, he's just turned against that stable base, and that's what creates that weight shift. Turning around that right side, that trail hip, and that weight now is on the right side, ready then to drive back. Again, ready then to create that power and start that sequence in the right way.
I really feel from here that I can, it's hard for me to stay there, but I can really feel from here that my downswing now can be started by the lower body. I can kick start it that way, and then obviously everything else just goes through.
So let's just go through a couple of examples of how people do this wrong, Piers. I think that'd be good to see in terms of how people sometimes think about shifting the weight on the way back in the backswing.
Okay, yeah. So when people are aware that the weight should move to this right side, but it's how you do it. And we like to say, it's more of a rotation than it is a move. So yes, people when they tend to move, we see this.
Okay, there's that sway that we see a lot of.
So we have the sway. A lot of that happens now. As soon as I'm here, you can tell by my voice. This is actually a more comfortable position to be in. There's a little bit less rotation going on. The weight shifted onto the outside of the leg. Now from here, what's the chances of me getting a good strike? I have got to move an incredible amount back this way to get anywhere near hitting a good contact. So from here, all sorts of things happen. Generally, we see over the top patterns, you know, your slices, and we often see bad contacts because people don't get back in time.
Okay, so there's again a common thing that we see. So a great way maybe to do this at home, Piers, in the mirror is maybe start without the golf club.
Yep.
Get yourself in the mirror and just sort of create some things. And they're really important now when you look in the mirror when you do this is you're aware of this trail side. So if you go back to setup, Piers, that we want to see that from that sway line that we've got in there, we want to see that you maintain contact with that line as you move back. So you can see Piers there doesn't move off that line. But you can see now he's created a great turn, his spine angle is good, and you feel loaded in that right side, Piers, yeah?
I feel it, absolutely, it's on fire, that's definitely loaded up there.
So you'll feel the tension building up against that right side. Now, again, if you go and do the bad one from there, Piers, there's a couple of bad ones. There's the sway, and then if you do the other one where we sort of move away this way, we reverse back, and there's that one there. So that's sort of a reverse pivot over the left side. So you can see how key it is to maintain the right side against that line. That's going to help you build and turn that upper body and create that load that we want to do.
Good thing is maybe put a chair there, something like that. So a chair from home, the office, just sort of resting up against the leg and just feel that you actually stay on it as opposed to push into it or come off it. So that works really well.
And it's surprisingly hard if somebody struggles with this, you get people to do it and you think, well, that looks really easy, but somebody who has a sway or has this reverse sort of pivot here, that's quite a difficult thing to do. So it helps seeing it in the mirror, doesn't it?
There'll probably,
that chair there is a real...
There'll probably be a reason why you can't load up that weight, and when you've done a few good ones in the mirror, you're probably going to feel it a little bit. So your backside, your glutes, you know, your right thigh, they may start sort of burning a little bit, and that's probably because they're not used to doing that movement.
So I think it's an interesting part there, something that we hear a lot of and something we see a lot of amateur guys struggling with in terms of getting that load in the backswing. We know it's so important to then start that downswing in the right way, Piers.
Yeah, definitely.
So a great way to practice through the winter.
And it is something we just wanted to show you because that's something that Aaron does really well. We had to work hard at doing that, and we really feel that that's allowed him, you know, we're talking about this, about more sort of power today, but it really allows him to get that club on plane really easily, which is why he hits his driver so straight and why he hits his long iron so straight. And that's obviously very useful.
And that's why Piers hits it so straight as well, don't you?
Sometimes.
Okay, so let's just put that into action, Piers. So
all right.
Maybe get a practice swing, just feeling that same motion there and loading into that right side. There we go. And then
you can often do that. We often get people to swing to the top and stop doing this. So load that leg. Oh, a little bit thin there, which is exactly what I didn't want to do
on a
nice morning like today.
Okay, so guys, hope that helps there. Just understand really how we are trying to load that backswing or load that trail side in the backswing. Give that a go. Make sure you do it in front of the mirror. It's going to help you get the feeling there. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, click the subscribe button. It is free. There's lots of great content. We're here to help you play some better golf over this winter and all next year. Also, post your comments down below, guys. Tell us what you would like us to do next, and we will look forward to seeing you next time.
See you soon.
Cheers, guys.